Hi. So I wanted to change scenery a little bit and try a whole nother angle. So this is what came out of it. Um, I just got a missed call from a random number. Don't know who they are, so I don't intend to answer. Okay. I mean, I do most of the time because I'm like, oh, is it a bill collector? I want to say hi. And yeah, Christina doesn't live here. I'm kidding. I don't do that. I actually talk to them like regular human beings. So anyway, about LA. So I don't know if this is gonna work. I might not post this video. I said that before. I've said that many times before. So I've been having breathing issues, by the way. My breathing issues started like 30 minutes ago. Don't know why. Um, I was all happy, fine, ecstatic, great, wonderful, having a good old time, singing in the car, and then all of a sudden my breathing issues came up. It was 80s music. It has nothing to do with my breathing issues though, because I love 80s music. So, but anyway, so I want to talk about LA. So let me start from the beginning. And I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just going to give you the basics, but I want to tell you how bad this started out. So at the very beginning, I got to the airport on time, but apparently, I was late because I wasn't late, but I was late, and I ended up being late, and I ended up missing my flight. So because it was a certain airline I do not like, and I will never fly with them, like ever. So, but it's not a big one. It is a big one, but it's one of the cheaper ones, and I can understand why now. So, okay. So, I love American Airlines though. They're like my fave. So, anyway, besides all that, I missed my flight. Of course, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was freaking out. I was all alone at the airport. My ride had left me there, and I was freaking out. I was alone, missed my plane. They couldn't give me well, I wasn't the one who paid for it, but they couldn't do refunds. They couldn't get me on the next flight, nothing like that, because everything was booked. So I was like, oh, this is great. So I was stuck there at the airport, hadn't eaten, was in my pajamas, hair in a bun type stuff. And I was like, this is great. And I had my bag, and I actually was about to burst into tears. I started freaking out, having anxiety really bad at the airport because all this had happened. I decided at that instant to force myself to still go to LA because I still had somebody that was going to be picking me up. My friend was waiting for me there. One of you guys, one of my subscribers was waiting for me. She had already told her husband to take off a couple of days to drive us around. I mean, all kinds of stuff had been planned. So I decided to force myself to just go. I ended up getting my credit card. I have one credit card that has like a few $100 limit on it. Like my credit sucks. So yeah. I went ahead and bought a one-way ticket to go out there because I was like, okay, well, I can take the other ticket. I can still use the round trip ticket the way back. So I went ahead and did that. And got there a couple hours later than I was supposed to. But I got there. I got picked up. Everything was great. It was wonderful. Got picked up by another one of you guys, which was great. Everything was comfortable because I had talked to them for years too. So it's been awesome. It was awesome. Okay, first of all, I have to say this. I love California. California is just so freaking beautiful. And like the weather, at least where I went to LA, stayed in Whittier, and it was just gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I was excited about everything there. I was excited to be there. I was excited to see. One of the first things I did, don't make fun of me. Those of you who understand, those of you who know will know. But when I first got there, one of the first things I did was go see El Pino. Now, don't make fun of me. You have to understand. I grew up, I'm Mexican, first of all. Second of all, I grew up being a gangster, right? I grew up, I was a chola. I was a lowrider chick. Like, that's what I was for like 10 years of my life. So, to go see El Pino was like a big thing for me. Like, I thought it was the most amazing thing in the world. Like, I got so freaking excited whenever we drove up and I saw it. Like, I was so ecstatic. You don't even know. It was just amazing to me. And to cross that bridge in LA and like all that, like I just loved it. And those of you who probably grew up there or just know about it are like, what's the big deal, right? Well, to me, it was a big deal. I'm from Texas. I'd never been to LA, never been to California, so it was amazing. It was great. It was wonderful. So, but I loved California. I remember one of the ones I stayed with, Melissa. Love her to death. Love her to death. Um, she actually had really bad like anxiety the next morning after I got there, and she had to take her daughter to school. And usually she does take her daughter to school, and usually her mom would do it for her, but she had me do it because I wasn't having anxiety. So, but she was having really bad, anxiety like we tend to do. So I had to walk her daughter to school that morning, and it was the most amazing walk ever. Like, that's whenever on my way back is whenever I recorded that little video where I was like, hey, I'm in LA or I'm in California, whatever I said, that little short video that I posted before when I was there. But I remember walking outside and the trees are beautiful. The weather was perfect and the walk itself was so freaking peaceful. Like, I loved it. Seeing the mountains in the background, like all that stuff. Of course, I was in Whittier off of Painter. So, I mean, it was great. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved the food. I went and ate at Gratitude Cafe or Cafe Gratitude, whatever it's called. It was wonderful. I had the mucho bowl and it was delicious. I went to Koreatown. Was the most amazing thing ever for me because if you guys have watched my past videos, you know that I'm into K-pop and Korean dramas, like majorly into Korean dramas. I own quite a few. They're like right here. I'm here. I have a bunch of Korean dramas in there. And yeah, so like going to Koreatown was amazing, and I went and had Korean barbecue. I mean, I had the real with soju and like everything, and I was so excited about that. And they were playing Korean music in there, and then I went and had like Korean fried chicken. I had never had Korean fried chicken in my life. So, but I've seen it in Korean dramas. I know this seems really nerdy right now, and I'm so sorry. I'm showing you my nerdy side, but like I had seen the current, in Korean dramas, they're always like late at night, like the detectives will stay up late and they're like, let's go get some fried chicken and beer, whatever. When they do that a lot. So like I was like all excited to have it, and I didn't have the beer. But I had the Korean fried chicken, and it was the most delicious fried chicken I've ever had in my life. And no joke, not just because it's Korean, but because it was really that tasty. I loved it. So yeah, that was amazing for me. Like, it was amazing. And then when I went into the Korean barbecue place, fried chicken place, they were playing K-pop, and I was like more excited. And they were playing like K-pop videos like on the TVs and everything, and I was like, whoa, what did I just walk into? So like, and the Korean guy behind the counter, I was like, do you get a lot of people in here that like come in just because of Korean dramas? And he started laughing, and he was like, yes. It made me kind of embarrassed. But it was amazing, and honestly, it ain't just because of that I love, California, but like I loved all the different things you could do, like all the different things that are there, all the different foods. I'm a big foodie, like big time. So I went to this crepe place that had like this vegetarian dish, and the only reason it was vegetarian was because of the crepe, because it has eggs in it, but everything else in it was freaking amazing, and it was vegan. It had like a coconut curry sauce, and oh my gosh, it was so good. But see, I'm really big into food. So but anyway, but everything there was great, and like I said, the weather was perfect. It was just a really good place. It was very relaxing for me. My anxiety only came around like a couple of times, and it was because of the situation of just being there and being around nobody I knew, but I was able to hang out with Melissa, and we hung out. We were able to, her stepfather is Filipino, so like she had him, like he had made something called lumpias, I think is what they're called, and like homemade lumpias, and oh my gosh, those things were good too. So see, I'm gonna be over here talking about food. But but yeah, like I really loved California, and I want to go back. I already told Melissa I plan on going back. I was thinking of going back on my birthday in October, renting a beach house or something, but it's October, so I'm like, I'm not sure because it's gonna end up being not warm, I'm thinking. So, but it was great. I loved it. And I didn't have anxiety going there in the plane, which I was surprised because the last time I had gotten on a plane, I had had a panic attack the entire flight. It lasted the entire flight. I couldn't breathe. I was stiffening up. I was shaking. It was just really freaking bad. And being that I had missed my flight, I was pretty sure I was going to have a panic attack, and then I didn't. So it was actually amazing. And then on the way back, I lucked out, and that other airlines ended up screwing me over, and I had to buy a ticket back as well. So I ended up wasting money that I didn't have. And I'm lucky that I had the money. I wouldn't have made it home. I'm sure Melissa wouldn't have minded. But I made it home, and luckily I lucked out and was able to get first class seats, a seat in first class. And I feel like I can never ride coach again, like ever, because it was so beautiful. It was amazing. They treat you like royalty in first class. No joke. Like, I don't understand. Like, I was like, wow. It was crazy. It was beautiful. It was great. And the food was delicious. And they give you a glass bowl with like almonds and cashews that are like freshly heated up or roasted or whatever. And then they give you like as many drinks as you want, even though I didn't take advantage of that. I just drank water. And then they give you like ribs or like what is it, ravioli and a mushroom sauce, with like special fresh baked bread, and then they give you like fresh made cookies afterward, and then they give you coffee with it, and like it's crazy. I was like so happy. Like seriously, I felt kind of out of place. I really did feel out of place, but I was enjoying it, and I had the window seat because I got to choose where I sat, and I love the window seat in the plane. So, and I was taking all kinds of pictures. I had pictures through the window and like being above the clouds and like all that. So, I enjoyed it. I really loved LA, and I want to go back. It depends on my money situation because now I'm back to being 100% poor because now I have to pay all these what I had to pay to get home and everything. Now I have to pay that back, and I have no money left on my credit cards or anything anymore. So I'm really screwed now. So but that was like something that I forced myself to go, and I'm glad that I did. So yeah, just want to tell you it was beautiful. It was great. It was wonderful. I loved everything. I loved, it's gonna sound crazy too, but when I was in East LA, I loved hearing the people talk. I know that sounds really weird, but I loved the East LA accent. Um, don't think I'm weird, but I just did. I really did. And so, yeah, um, I don't know. Just loved it. But anyway, this is getting too long. I just want to tell you guys that yes, I loved LA. I loved California, or the parts of California that I saw, and I do want to go back, and I plan on going back and being able to enjoy more. I didn't get to go to the beach, which is something I really kind of wish I would have been able to, but I didn't get to. So, but I hope to be able to do that next time I go. So yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. And I hope you guys are doing wonderfully. And I know I'm making a whole bunch of videos. I'm like bombarding you guys with videos. Um, but I knew I had to share this with you guys. So yeah. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Remember, you're not alone. And yeah.